I'm excited to be back. I love this place. I have amazing memories from last year, so I'm excited to be here. Being a defending champion is an amazing feeling. Gives you a lot of great vibes and a lot of excitement going into the tournament. So it's a very important tournament for me. Last slam of the year. I learned a lot of tough lessons this season on the Grand Slams, and I really hope for the best here at the US Open, knowing how much I love play here, knowing how much of the support I feel, and it's an amazing place, and I really hope I'll do my best here.
Firstly, very happy to be back here. It's a great tournament. It's obviously the last Grand Slam we have for this season, so the motivations are very high. So physically, I feel good. I have recovered mostly, not 100% yet, but we are aiming to be there in a couple of days, and so should be all fine for the tournament. To have rivalries, it's great. It's good for the sport. It's good for a personal view because sometimes when you're tired in practice, you try to simulate certain things because they can happen in the real match. And at the moment, me and Carlos, we are sharing big trophies, but in the same time, things can change. You never know. There are great players out there, and to the way to the final, it's very difficult to get there.
When I won US Open here, I've been very vocal. I wasn't really happy with how I played the whole tournament. And that was a great result for me. But for me, I just want to get better. I'm obsessed with the process of getting better. And yeah, sometimes maybe it hurts because I get obsessed with it too much. But I don't know. I just feel like I have like a clear future where I see myself, and I feel like I'm really close. And I think this aspect of the game will bring everything together for me.
For me, it's really about where do I find motivation and joy? Where will I be inspired to play the best tennis, and where do I care to be really and play? And slams are obviously the four main tournaments where I always feel the most motivation, and then the other tournaments here and there where I don't actually have any schedule other than slams, to be honest. I kind of like feel in a moment what I want to do and how I want to balance things out with the other priorities in life, and family being, of course, the main one.
I think you know that if you can play well or find ways to win, that you can go deep here and anything can happen. And I think that almost makes the field even tougher because it's just harder almost in a way to be super consistent. Like you're kind of saying, there's different winners every year. So I think that and how people handle the crowd and kind of handle the energy, I think we've seen a lot of those stories over the years on the men's and women's side where the crowd gets behind somebody, or like Medvedev when he flipped the crowd that one year. Like there's so many storylines, I think, of the crowd kind of taking people and carrying them through in whatever way you kind of embrace them. And I don't think you get that at the other slams. So I think maybe that's also a factor.
I think I'm an entertainer at heart, but I've kind of figured out what state I need to be in to be locked in, but also having fun at the same time. I'm never going to be the guy who just like is able to robotically go about my business and not, change expression or show any emotion. I think that I play better when I do show some emotion. Everyone is completely different, but me finding that state where I compete the best and also enjoy myself is important. And I feel like I've, this summer kind of found that state where I want to be at. I feel like there's been a lot of guys who've been close here. Foe is always on a different level when he plays here. Fritz was in the finals. I think Tommy always plays really well here too. And this is my favorite tournament. So I think that we got a lot of guys, even guys that you didn't mention who can make deep runs here and play against the best players in the world. I think that it's a matter of time for us.
This is always, my favorite time of the year. Have had some amazing moments here and have had some pretty tragic ones as well, but still always my favorite. In my experience, it's really about letting yourself kind of prepare for it. I think a lot of us sometimes you kind of push it off because some of those feelings are going to start creeping up and they're going to be kind of scary and sometimes feel kind of hard to deal with. But I think going into it knowing that there's going to be some nerves and some jitters, and just walking out there, one, having already thought about it, and two, knowing they're going to happen and knowing that it's fine if they happen and you have the tools that you need to kind of navigate through them.
Super excited to get out here once again. Best couple weeks of our game for sure, without a question. So really happy to get out here and compete at the highest level and start my quest. Now, yeah, I think the game's super open and I think a lot of guys have chances. So yeah, it builds an added pressure and added excitement as well, because you're like, wow, like a lot of different guys can do that. And especially the American guys. There's like 4 or 5 guys that could do it. So it's like, are you going to be the guy? Or are you going to be the guy to watch that guy do it? So it's fun, man. It's fun to be a part of.
I'd say I do feel very different to 2022. I really struggled when I came back in 2022. I didn't enjoy coming back here, but I think now is the first time that I feel like I can come back to the US Open and really enjoy the memories that I made here and be proud of that and see it as a happy place. So for that, I feel very grateful for and very pleased about. So I feel in a much better place now. I just feel, I think, relatively prepared as best as I can be. You're never going to feel completely perfect. You're never going to feel 100% ready, but as ready as I can be, that's how I feel.
Yeah, feeling good. Had good practice week. I think everybody's ready to kind of get going now in the tournament, and I think had 2 positive tournaments in Toronto and Cincinnati where my level has kind of been improving with every match, and until I didn't feel so well in the semis against Carlos, but all in all, positive in my mind, and looking forward to this year's US Open. It's about going the final step. I love playing on Arthur Ashe Stadium. I think it's one of the most beautiful stadiums in the entire world. It's the biggest stadium for us in tennis. I've had tough battles here, like you just mentioned, against Dominic in the final, where I should have won the final with how it went down, but I didn't. I had an incredible battle with Novak the following year in the semis, where he won 3 majors before that, and he was going for the Grand Slam, calendar Grand Slam. So I've had great matches here. It's about winning the last point in those for me. So I'm very hopeful I can do that this year.